Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings confesses that he wasn't being truthful during his previous Jeopardy! Interview when he was a contestant on the trivia contest in the early 2000s. Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings confesses that a fact he shared about himself on the game show wasn't actually true after being a reigning champ for weeks in 2004. Before Ken began co-hosting Jeopardy! In 2021, and became a solo host in 2023, he was a 74-time winning champion in the early aughts, going down in history as one of the best trivia players ever. In a recent clip shared in a joint post from Ken and Jeopardy's respective Instagram accounts, there was a throwback snippet of the television personality when he competed on Jeopardy! Iconic game show host Alex Trebek, who died in 2020, informed the audience and viewers at home that Ken was the only one who admits to really liking airline food. At the time, Ken agreed, telling Alex that airline food gets a bad rap, with him adding, "I think it's just great. It's a uniquely American art form." Fast forward to now, the joint social media post included a modern-day Ken addressing his previous confession, which turns out to be a lie, during a past interview segment on Jeopardy! "Yeah, I actually don't like airline food," he divulged, going on to share why he pretended he did. "This would happen every couple weeks. Production would be like, 'Ken, we need 10 more stories.' I didn't have 10 more stories. I wasn't that interesting. 10 new interesting things weren't happening to me. And I realized, well, nobody can fact-check you if you tell Alex you like airline food." The post's caption read, "Started as a contestant and now he's here." But what does Ken Jennings think of his original Jeopardy! Interviews? Catch the extended version at the link in bio. Some fans reacted to Ken coming clean about being dishonest in his Jeopardy! Interview in the comments section of the post. "I knew he was bullshitting through half of those at a certain point. Doing my best to catch the random old episodes on Game Show Network when I can. It's a goal that I see every Ken Jennings episode," one fan claimed. A second agreed, "I knew it would be difficult to come up with 60-plus stories during his reign as champ." "So Ken, what's your favorite color?" Someone else shared, "When you win that many in a row you have to make up crap for the intro, laughing emojis, awesome." One other claimed, "Nobody could fact-check that at the time because not a single American had been outside of the USA." What an ingenious thing to say. Ken Jennings has long been celebrated as one of the greatest champions in Jeopardy! History. From his record-breaking 74-game winning streak to his current role as the show's permanent host, Jennings has become synonymous with the quiz program. Yet, in a surprising and humorous revelation, he recently admitted that he once told a little white lie on the show years ago, and only now has he come clean about it. This revelation has sparked plenty of conversation among fans, not just because of the nature of the lie, but also because it gives a rare, behind-the-scenes glimpse at Jennings' personality and wit. A career built on knowledge. Ken Jennings' story with Jeopardy! Began in 2004 when he went on his historic run. For 74 straight episodes, Jennings dominated the competition, eventually earning over $2.5 million. His blend of quick recall, strategic gameplay, and self-deprecating humor made him an instant fan favorite. Over the years, Jennings has returned to the show in various capacities, special tournaments, exhibition matches, and ultimately as a co-host after the passing of Alex Trebek. His journey from contestant to host is one of the most remarkable in television history. But while most people remember his brilliance at the buzzer, Jennings revealed that not everything he said during his early run was completely truthful. The lie that stuck. During one of his original appearances as a contestant, Jennings was asked about his personal life in the lighthearted interview segment that comes midway through the game. Contestants are typically encouraged to share quirky anecdotes, unusual hobbies, or funny experiences to give the audience a glimpse of who they are outside of trivia. Jennings has now admitted that, pressed for an amusing story, he embellished a detail about his life to make the anecdote more entertaining for TV. He didn't fabricate an entire story, but he altered the truth enough to make it funnier, knowing it would get a laugh. For years, that little detail was accepted by fans as fact. It became part of Jennings' lore as the quirky genius contestant who dominated Jeopardy! While also being charmingly funny. But behind the scenes, Jennings knew it wasn't 100% accurate. Why he lied? Jennings explained that the show's producers always encourage contestants to prepare several stories in advance. When the cameras are rolling, nerves are high, and sometimes the anecdotes can fall flat. You don't want to look boring on national TV, Jennings admitted. That pressure to deliver an engaging moment is what led him to stretch the truth slightly. It wasn't anything serious, he clarified. I wasn't lying about my background or accomplishments, it was more like putting a comic spin on something pretty ordinary in my life. Fans who heard the revelation were amused more than shocked. Many noted that this kind of TV exaggeration is common and that Jennings' candor years later makes him even more relatable. Coming clean. So why did Jennings choose to come clean now, years after the fact? As he explained, being the host of Jeopardy puts him in a very different position than being a contestant. Now that I'm the one asking the questions, I feel like I should be held to a higher standard of honesty, he joked. Jennings also admitted that fans often repeat the old anecdote to him at events, assuming it's true. After years of smiling and nodding, he finally felt the time was right to clear the air. I figured if I didn't confess now, it would just keep living on forever, he said with a laugh. Fans react. The confession sparked a wave of reactions on social media. Many longtime viewers found the story hilarious, while others praised Jennings for his honesty. If Ken Jennings' biggest lie was just a funny story on Jeopardy, then I think we can forgive him, one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Others pointed out that his charm has always come from his ability to blend intellect with humor. Ken is proof that you can be the smartest guy in the room and still not take yourself too seriously, another viewer commented. Some even suggested that Jennings' playful lie makes him more similar to Alex Trebek, who is known for his sharp wit and occasional sarcastic quips. In that sense, Jennings' personality has helped him fit naturally into the role of host. The importance of storytelling on Jeopardy. While trivia is the main attraction of Jeopardy, those small mid-game interviews have always been an important part of the show's identity. They humanize the contestants and add variety to the otherwise fast-paced format. Contestants know that the stories they share could be remembered just as much as their gameplay. For Jennings, his slightly embellished anecdote became part of his legend. Ironically, the truth, that he had made it up, adds a new twist to that legend years later. This also highlights how television often blurs the line between fact and entertainment. While Jeopardy prides itself on accuracy when it comes to trivia, it's clear that the human element, the laughter, nerves, and small fictions, plays a big role in its lasting appeal. Jennings' legacy remains untouched. Even with this revelation, Jennings' reputation remains stellar. His honesty about the lie reinforces his down-to-earth nature, reminding fans that behind the record-setting trivia champ is someone who doesn't mind poking fun at himself. It also underscores how different Jennings' journey has been compared to most contestants. Few people could imagine appearing on Jeopardy once, let alone 75 times, and then eventually hosting the program. His small exaggeration during an interview segment pales in comparison to the larger legacy he has built. Looking ahead. As Jennings continues to host Jeopardy, his willingness to share stories like this will likely strengthen his bond with viewers. Transparency, humor, and humility are qualities that audiences value, especially as they adjust to life after Alex Trebek's tenure. Jennings has made it clear that he's not trying to be a Trebek clone, he's simply trying to bring his own voice and personality to the role. Admitting a harmless past fib is just another way of showing fans that he's approachable and authentic, even while presiding over one of the most challenging quiz shows in history. Ken Jennings' confession about telling a small lie on Jeopardy years ago is hardly a scandal, it's more of a charming anecdote that reminds fans he's human. In a way, the story has come full circle. The lie that once made him seem funny and relatable now makes him seem even more genuine because he was willing to reveal the truth. For a man who has built his reputation on knowledge, accuracy, and quick thinking, admitting to a little embellishment only adds depth to his character. Fans will continue to admire him not just for his brainpower but also for his ability to laugh at himself, and that may be the greatest truth of all.